All right, today is October 1st, 2023. Hello, Pooyan. I'm,
Hi.
I'm happy to have you here, and we are getting an interview with you, asking some questions. I know some of the answers, but not all of them. So it's not only interesting for our audiences, just for you and I, and we can start with the simple question. Please let me know a bit about your early life experiences, mostly regarding to gaming and backgammon, and why you love backgammon. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much to having me on board, and I'm happy to be here with you and with other audiences. So it's my pleasure to speak about my early life and then my background experiences. I was born in Iran and immigrated to Europe and then Canada and reached to Calgary first in early 2015 and moved to Vancouver in 2020, middle of COVID pandemic. Actually, like every other Iranian boy, I learned backgammon from my father, and I started watching when he was playing backgammon in a traditional mode. And I started learning and experiencing backgammon when I was only a 10-year boy. And I started practicing with other member of families. And at the first days of learning, because I was the youngest one in the family, they were very passionate on me, and they taught me lots of tricks of the backgammon. But after a while, I became better and better, and I experienced more and more backgammon playing with friends, playing with other people from different cities, but all in traditional mode. Here in Canada, I started learning modern style playing backgammon since 2020. It's a little bit closely to 3 years that I experienced modern style of backgammon, and I get learned a lot in this way, and I love it. And I always compare this modern style with the lifestyle, and it's my passionate game. It's my favorite game. I always play it, and not only a game, not only an entertainment. It's a mind sharpening for me, and I love playing with that, especially when I joined to Canada Backgammon. I have developed a very, very useful, helpful, and good friend network, and I found lots of experienced people and get learn more and more.
Thank you so much. Uh, Considering your decades of playing traditional Persian backgammon without doubling cube, and you mentioned you have started to experience and learn and practice modern backgammon since 2020.
Yes.
How do you compare these two sort of styles of backgammon to each other? Which one is more exciting for you, or more uh, interesting? And also, you have been many years a tournament director with Canada Backgammon. Uh, how do you, from the TD point of view, how do you compare these two systems together? Which one is easier for a TD to do the tasks in a tournament? Which one is harder? Thank you.
Actually, that's became two questions. But first question first, comparing traditional with modern style backgammon. Uh, at first, I was playing in traditional, and I thought, okay, nothing can become in my hand more than this traditional backgammon. And when I start playing modern style, I find that to me, that one, the modern style, is better and more interesting one. If I want to give you an example, I can say that by the traditional playing, the traditional rules become more dependent to the dice rolling or to the chance. But this dependency became less in modern style, and the modern style playing depends on your chance and your thinking mode and your strategy. And for this reason, I can say the modern style playing backgammon is more strategic and more mind sharpening game rather than the traditional one. So your second question was about the directing tournaments. Okay, actually, I'm happy and I'm honored to be a member of board with Canada Backgammon and helping as a co-organizer and directing some tournaments in both the styles, modern and traditional. Or what I saw lots of traditional people playing in traditional mode, but now they're playing modern style and they don't want to back to traditional playing backgammon. So I see uh, running a modern style is easier to organize and easier to judge, and the rules and the regulations are very clear in all the world. But there's some uncertainty in rules and regulation in traditional mode. For example, there are many countries now playing traditional mode: Turkey, Greece, Iran. But in some details, they have some difference in rules, and these are different. But you cannot find these different, or there is no different in a whole world of modern style backgammon. And running a modern style backgammon tournament is easier and very clear more than traditional one.
Wonderful. And thank you. This is something very realistic, and we can see that even in Iran, Persia, and area like Turkey and some Arab countries and Eastern Europe countries, that traditional backgammon had been the major style of playing this game. Now the new generation and the young players, they prefer to play modern backgammon. There are two reasons. One is it's more exciting and easier to learn and play for the rules. And the second is the effect of internet. Still, we don't have any traditional online backgammon server, but there are many apps and websites to run professional services for even online
Yeah,
tournaments in the modern style.
exactly.
So I think in a decade, maximum in a decade, the new generation won't know how to play traditional backgammon. So it is what it is. And my next question is regarding the rules and the ethics, especially as a TD. What do you recommend, and specifically, what do you expect from backgammon players and the ones that they transition from traditional playing to modern playing? What do you recommend them to consider to be able to learn modern backgammon faster and more reliable?
Exactly. Well, this is a very good point. Thank you asking me of that. And as a tournament director, I see lots of traditional player to modern player. They are still playing the modern style backgammon with traditional methods. And the very obvious different thing is that they are playing very, very fast, and they don't want to spend actually 1 second more thinking more, or looking one time more before tapping on the timer or before finishing their move. And actually, I want to recommend to everybody who is in transition from traditional to modern style, be enough patient. Before finish your movement, review it again and review other options and think about what probabilities are available for the opponent. And this is one thing very important. I want to recommend it to all. And the other thing I want to recommend to everybody who wants to improve his playing in modern style is to recording and then reviewing later his match, his or her match. This way is what I did, and it would really change my backgammon strategy and really change it. When I review my playing and when I review later without any stress, it was very different to me, and I was thinking about, okay, I have this option, I had this option, I had this option. This was my wrong movement, and after that, one step after that, I was start transcribing in a computer what I did to a GNU or XG software to get what computer opinion on my movement was that. This recommendation, I think, is really, really important to improve your backgammon skill in all aspects.
Excellent. Thank you. I have two more questions. One is easy, one is tough. I start with the easier one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Uh, between playing live in person or online, which one do you prefer and why? What are the pros and cons?
Okay. Okay. Actually, I have played lots of online games and lots of in-person games, and I personally prefer to play in person rather than online. So the reason to me is that uh, when you're playing in person live with other opponent, you can see his face, you can communicate, eye contact, face contact, and you can learn lots of things from his body language, his thinking method, his strategy, and then you have no doubt on the dice rolling because you are physically seeing, okay, your opponent roll the dice. But when I'm playing online, I cannot see my opponent. This is the first and biggest um, misunderstanding cause in online play. And I cannot understand if it is one person, two-person, or a group of people playing against me. Or I cannot understand if the opponent is playing himself or helping with other analyzer software or something like that. These are, I don't say everybody play online do that, but these are the doubts. These are the suspicious objectives that I can get from online. The other concern of online is the rolled dice. I can say many platforms that which are not for free, they like their clients who they paid clients more than the unpaid clients, and they give them better dice, better luck, or something like that. I see that, and I have some
Can you
concern.
prove it or just you feel it?
It's my feeling,
Okay.
and because of that, I cannot trust that. So backgammon is a harsh game, actually, and when you get very excited, you need to create an excuse. You need to find a reason for why you are unlucky, and because of that, your opponent should be clear. The platform should be clear, but the online platform cannot be clear. And when I get excited, I think, okay, maybe the dice is not fair. Maybe the platform is not that much fair that I expected. Maybe the opponent is not playing in person. He is a group of people or some other reasons. This is the reason that I cannot trust or I cannot like online game, but I love in person and live game or matches rather than the online.
Excellent. Thank you. It's now, I think, 2 years that you are voluntarily supporting all Vancouver players with as a TD with Canada Backgammon, and I really appreciate what you have done, and most of it returns to your personal education and personal life experiences and work experiences. And I want to ask you if it's possible to share what of your background, personal background with the audiences today, and also how your personal background, experience, education gets related to what you have done greatly for Canada Backgammon and still you are doing.
Thank you very much. Actually, I was graduated in computer engineering, hardware engineering from University of Tehran, and I continue my education in Canada in data science. And currently, I am a data analyst, a senior data analyst, with 5+ years of diverse experiences. So being a data analyst give you the opportunity to being a good statistician. So backgammon is the rules of probabilities, and it is really in the same line as my passion and as I'm working. And when you can calculate the probabilities, that helps to improve your skill in backgammon, and sometimes it works at best for me, but sometimes I'm not good at that because at the end it's your chance or your opponent chance to roll the dice. But totally in average, being a statistician helped me to have a better view of backgammon, have a better view of how I can roll and how the probability help me, how many dice is good for me, how many dice is not good, and actually I change my strategy in the game by the probabilities.
Excellent.
I don't know if I answer your question or.
Yeah, exactly. And just for let our audiences know that you have supported me and Canada Backgammon to prepare all data analysis. We did tournaments with
Thank you.
points, with scores, and with everything. So now it's like fourth edition of our monthly magazine is released with all the statistics and the report numbers. And
Yes.
all of them are prepared by you. And on behalf of all the team, I really appreciate your time and
Thank you.
energy to support Canada Backgammon and the players here.
Actually, it was not only my idea, but a shared idea of team. But the reason we started to record every playing matches and getting the table of data was that we saw that many players playing without get anything at the end of playing. And it would be a very good idea that if we have a yearly or monthly or seasonally table that we can show to participant, okay, you have played, for example, 10 matches and you get 3 times the first rank, second ranks, and totally you get that much rating. And now it works. And I see people are interested in the table and in the ranking we are collecting in the tables.
Excellent. And last month you got first place in our ambulant
Yeah.
tournament. Can you please briefly explain how this sort of tournament works, the ambulant tournament? Because some of our audiences might not have experienced this ever.
Okay. Actually, it's more fun in the tournaments that we are playing in a limited time of a day. We just playing match to seven. But for the ambulance tournament, we are playing in match to 13. So match to 13 in modern style, to me is better than seven because if I was behind of my opponent, I have more opportunity to reach it or get more score later. And we have no time limit because whole the table is running for a whole month, and every day or every 3 day or every other day, opponents can find each other and arrange a plan for the playing, and they set and they schedule an appointment in public areas, and the table is running in double elimination mode. And in double elimination, if you have two lost matches, you will be eliminated from the scoreboard, from the table, challenge table
Bracket, yeah.
bracket. Yeah, and but the one who fall with one loss fall to the lower bracket, it would be very, very more difficult to reach the final matches and even get the first ranks. Okay, last month, okay, I was very lucky, and with just one lost match, I fall to the loser brackets, the one loser brackets, and then I had no last match, and I won every opponents. And actually, I had very, very strong and powerful opponents at that time. But I was very lucky, and I get first rank.
So both players can arrange and schedule their matches, just two of them, in a public place,
Yes,
and they have 3 4 days to do that.
to
Very
plan and do it. Yeah.
comfortable, and there is no rush for them.
No rush because people maybe they don't have time to reach to in person unlimited tournaments. Maybe people are working until 5 or 6. Maybe they want after all working or playing, and it is much more comfortable for the participants.
Hmm. Beautiful. And what's your uh, advice or recommendation for whoever traditional player who might want to transition to modern style and experience that? How do you recommend, and what do you recommend how they can practice and learn this new skill before going to a formal tournament?
Actually, the best practice ever I have seen is the software XG, and XG Gammon is the complete name of the software, and it is really, really helpful to analyze your movement, analyze your strategy, and analyze your cube action. The cube action is the biggest difference between the traditional and modern style, and which everybody who is in transition from traditional to modern has lots of problem on that. Like me, when I started, I'm not saying I'm not professional in cube action, but I became better rather than the first days I start modern style. So I can recommend using XG software, and you can get a license and install it on a computer and start practicing with XG. Or either you can record your games, your matches, and transcribe it to XG and start analyzing your matches.
Excellent. Thank you, Priyanjan. And
You're welcome.
yeah, we have the tournament tomorrow. I wish you best of luck and happiness tomorrow, and enjoy
Thank you very
your
much.
matches tomorrow.
The same wishes to you, and I wish the best for you and Canada backgammon.
Thank you. Talk to you
You're
soon.
welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye.